Hey folks, and welcome to Drinking Alone with Friends, a podcast where three friends drink alone together. My name's Chris.
What up? It's Todd.
And I'm Obert, and I have some interesting news that might concern you guys and our Instagram account.
Are we blocked for being too provocative again?
No, unfortunately,
okay.
I mean...
Too many awesome pictures of beer?
Yeah, fortunately, we avoided those censors again.
I don't know how. I have no idea, especially since we do hashtag explicit X-rated porno for every single one of our posts. But
right, yeah, hashtag XXX, and then it's just more X's after that.
Yeah, we always have to rebut and say, no, we're just huge Vin Diesel fans.
Right.
So.
Well, it seems to work so far and get us on our way to over 2,000 followers now.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Woo!
We actually just hit it, so that's a lot of people. So thank you, everybody. But anyways, what is changing?
Well, we have some interesting news here, and it seems like Instagram, I don't know if you guys have heard this or not, but Instagram's going to get rid of showing likes.
Yeah, I did hear that. It's a little weird. I'm not quite sure what it's going to do to Instagram and to the entire business model of Instagram, but it's kind of weird.
Well, so it seems like it's like a test program right now. They're doing it in a couple countries, and starting this week in the U.S., certain accounts are going to be targeted to not show likes.
Interesting.
Yeah. They. I guess the reason behind it is because social media is ruining teenagers' lives or something along those lines.
Okay, that seems about right. That tracks.
Yeah.
Are they going to get rid of followers too then? Because I would imagine that followers will become the new likes for teenagers.
So here's the quote from the head of Instagram here. He says, "It's about young people. The idea is to, quote, to try to depressurize Instagram, make it less of a competition and give people more space to focus on connecting with people that they love, things that inspire them." So, yeah, this is, like I said, this is a pilot program, and it comes after months of testing it in other countries.
Interesting.
This is really weird.
Yeah, so we'll see how it affects our Instagram, because, we always get tons of likes on all of our posts.
I know. Probably like the most likes out of everybody. Not to make it a competition, but
I think it's like Kylie Jenner's here, and we're also here.
Yeah, everybody, we're right up there with the best of them. But that's interesting.
Is she the most popular person? Does she get the most likes on Instagram?
I don't know.
We got to start selling lip kits, though. I think that's where all the money's at. We got to quit this podcasting business. Get into the lip kit game.
We could do like Hop Beer Bomb or something like that. We're getting there.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But.
Well, speaking of wet lips, I've been licking my lips over here, looking at my beer.
It's a weird transition, but I'll allow it.
All right, we're going to take that again. Todd, you make the transition.
I don't have a transition.
All right, that's what I thought.
So. All right, so Obert, why don't you wet your lips with?
They're so dry and cracked. I just need some beer to
some official DAWF beer product to wet your lips.
Yeah, we're still working on the name there. But DAWF wet lip beer stuff.
We'll make your lips so wet.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right.
What are you drinking tonight?
This week I have a beer from the Flying Fish Brewery. I have their XPA, stands for Extra Pale Ale. It's a Citra Pale Ale, and I got a few of these from the brewery, sent my way from my Beer of the Month club. And actually, interestingly enough, this brewery is in my sister's hometown, and I visited this brewery before, and it's a cool place.
Do they have flying fish there?
No, but interesting you ask where the name comes from. Apparently, it comes from a constellation in the southern hemisphere, which I've never seen before, but the constellation represents exploration and adventure. So that's where the name Flying Fish comes from.
I'm a little upset that it's not actually named after a fish that flies.
Well, maybe the constellation is. If that would make you happier.
No.
Believe that.
No, I want to live in a world where fish fly.
Okay. I mean, there are flying fish.
There are those, yeah.
Yeah. So you do live in that world. Now are you happier?
It's exactly where you want to be.
Then perfect. I've mission accomplished.
Yeah. So as I dig in here, this has got some Warrior, Palisade, Citra, and Eldorado hops, 27 IBUs, 5.2 ABV. It's a filtered pale ale. This is one of their first beers. I think this is their first beer, and they were founded in 1996. So it's going to be more of a classic pale ale style. But all that being said, here goes wet lip wetting time.
It's like a really bad Power Ranger.
Yeah,
it's lip wetting time.
Go lip wetting time.
I gotta say it's really strong citrus aromas. I get like a lot of lemony scent here.
Is it extra pale?
I guess I would say so. It's not an IPA, but it's definitely very filtered, which I think they're talking more about the color than the hoppiness. But I'm not sure. But it does pack a pretty potent hop punch for not being an IPA. It's a little sweet. It reminds me of the sweetness of like a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, which we've talked on the show before. I'm a huge fan of. I'd say this would be a good beer to have, after dinner or even with dinner. Like maybe if you're cooking up a non-flying fish, this would be a good beer to pair with it for sure.
But it wouldn't pair very well with a real flying fish.
That I'm not sure. I think a flying fish might call for more of an IPA.
So, Obert, I'm trying to look this up on Untappd. Is this just the regular extra pale ale, or is this the XPA Citra Pale Ale by Flying Fish?
Oh, this is the Citra Pale Ale. I didn't realize there was different XPAs out there, but this does say Citra Pale Ale on the label, and I definitely get stronger Citra aroma than most of those other hops I mentioned. So this might be a variant on their XPA. Let me take a closer look at the bottle here. It says this updated version is Citra hop forward and begins a new chapter for XPA. So there we go. Good catch. So I assume you have it loaded up there on Untappd. I'm going to give this beer. This is a 3.5 for me. It's like middle of the road pale ale. This is what I think of when I think of a flagship pale ale for a brewery. It's like you go in. This is going to be one of their always on, go to, not very complex, just a regular beer. So, but because I like pale ales, that's why it gets a 3.5.
Nice.
And I'm going to guess the Untappd average clocks in at like 3.4.
You would be wrong.
Okay. That is kind of a low guess. Yeah, maybe 3.6, because usually the averages are higher.
Still wrong, but closer.
All right, what is it?
3.64.
Okay. Yeah,
So
that makes more sense.
The little note that the brewery left here is that the extra pale ale, or simply known as XPA, was their original beer. And this extra Citra pale ale is the updated version of that original beer with a little bit more Citra forward flavor. But apparently this is their flagship beer.
Yeah, that's basically what I was reading off the label a few minutes ago. I think you might have been looking it up when I was reading that. But it's like their 2.0 version.
Nice.
So pretty tasty. I enjoy it. And now that I've wetted my lips, whose lips are next driest over there?
I guess my lips are now the driest of the bunch. So
yeah.
I guess I'll go.
Doug's got very luscious, full, just juicy lips over there.
I already was a subscriber to Kylie Jenner, so.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to dethrone her one day. But so I have and I don't know what I was thinking because I went into my fridge and I was like, oh, this looks good. But I have a Beer Geek brunch from McKellar Brewing out of San Diego. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Going to different coasts. I think it's funny that Obert lives on the west-ish coast and you live on the east coast, and Obert's drinking a east coast beer and you're drinking a west coast beer.
Yeah, that is true. We actually planned that on purpose. So you're supposed to have
That's why you have the South American beer, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I didn't get the memo.
That's not my fault. We sent it in an email, but so
who checks emails anymore?
We do.
That's right. Don't forget to email us at dawfpodcast@gmail.com.
Right, but we have a service that prints them out and mails them to us. That's why you have all those letters.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why you have all those letters in your house.
True.
That's very true. That's very true. So I guess we don't really check email. We just, read the mail.
We have this fancy system where the email gets printed out and someone calls a phone number and then there's this fancy machine that prints it out in Chris's house.
I figured that Chris just sat there and sang the mail song with CJ every day.
Yeah, he just gets those faxes in and just spitting out all over the floor.
Right. So this is a Imperial Stout brewed with coffee. So perfect for a late night recording session.
Yeah, what's that can look like?
It's pretty cool. It's got this
It's black.
This guy holding a little kitty, petting the kitty.
He's wearing like a giraffe print shirt.
Yeah.
So it's like a cartoon drawing.
Yeah.
It looks like there's like Cheetos, like brown Cheetos printed on.
It does kind of look
shirt.
like that. They're Cheeto shaped. So, but yeah, so he's petting a little kitty there. Just from the smell, so I can smell it being a little boozy because it is 10.9% alcohol.
Woo.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, I don't know what I'm doing right now, but my life is a mess.
And your weekend the right way.
That's right.
With a brunch.
But the head dissipated pretty quickly. No, I was expecting like a nice frothy head on the top, but it was there and then kind of went away. So, but let's see how it is. It's very, very, very dark. I mean, this is negative of some million SRM. Super dark, but
yeah. And one question before you jump in here, Chris, did you get this in a beer trade with anybody, or did you buy this?
Oh no! I got this from the craft beer cellar in Hickory, North Carolina.
And true or false? You bought this specifically because there was a kitty on the can.
Actually, false. I didn't even notice there was a kitty until I was looking at it right now.
I don't believe this in the least.
No, I was going through, and for some reason, I mean, it's cold here now, so it's like stouts are starting to sound better. So I'm like, oh man, need to stock up on some stouts. So got some good stuff in the fridge. But yeah, if you're ever in the area, craft beer cellar in Hickory is awesome. They have a great selection. They actually had night shift, which I didn't expect. I've never seen down south before, so
nice.
That's pretty cool.
All right. Now, sorry to interrupt here. I'll let you dig right in.
Yeah, I know. My chapped lips. Poor chapped lips.
Oh, it's so dry. It's like SpongeBob in that one episode. And I know we've talked about it on the show. Chris has mentioned it before, but I think it's cellar with an SELL. It's like, and not cellar like basement.
That's an interesting one.
Wait, no, he's saying it's the other way around. It is cellar like the basement.
It is cellar like basement. CELLAR.
Isn't that the name of the place that's also in Vermont?
I'm sure there's a million beer cellars.
So this is very, very good. Very smooth and like silky taste. The coffee is subtle right now. Now, it did just come out of the fridge maybe 10, 15 minutes ago, so it might warm up a little bit. You do get punched a little bit with the 10.9% alcohol, but it's not overpowering. And it's like kind of towards the back end. But I mean, really, really smooth beer for being as alcoholic as it is. I mean, there's nothing really like it's an American imperial stout, but it kind of reminds me of like a Russian imperial stout where you just get like, I don't know, it's just a strong stout, and they're very good. I like them a lot. But hold on, try to see if I can get this coffee real quick.
So update: Craft Beer Cellar appears to be a chain where they have different locations in different states.
Oh, so is the same one as Chris's craft beer cellar?
I'm working on this.
All right, you figure that out while Chris tells us how the adjustment taste was.
It's very good. I did get like I said, the coffee is very, very. It's not overpowering. It's very light. But it's relatively sweet up front, and you get some of that nice coffee goodness, and then finishes with like a slight kick at the end with the alcohol. So it's a good beer. I'd never had Mikkeller before. I've seen them a handful of times on shelves. So I saw it and I was like, Imperial Stout coffee sounded good. So it is good. I'm gonna give it a 4.
Okay.
I could probably I would give it a 4.1 if I was a supporter on Untapped. But,
right.
Because it is good, and it might get better as it warms up a little bit more, as it's still like, it's not cold, but it's, could get a little warmer. So
it's still got that fresh out of the fridge temperature, not quite warmed up there.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe more to come later on.
Yeah. So what's your guess for the Untapped rating here?
4.21.
Very close. Now this is where I look it up.
Very close. It's exact.
So while you look it up, yes, this is the same brand that craft beer cellars in Waterbury, Vermont is the same brand as what's in Hickory, North Carolina. They also have locations in New York, New Hampshire, Missouri, Mississippi, Michigan.
4.24, actually.
Damn.
Very close.
So close.
Yeah.
We'll get it one of these days.
And I didn't know McKellar was out of Copenhagen. That's interesting.
Well, I think they're originally based there, but then they opened a brewery in San Diego, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Because
Well-
I think I saw them both, but yeah, I believe. Because this one was out of San Diego, but I think they're originally from Copenhagen. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
cool. But yeah, so good beer. That's very interesting. I mean, in that case, go to your local craft beer cellar and buy beer because they're pretty cool.
Well, so here's the thing. I just learned you can actually craft beer cellar. They're independently owned. They're franchises. So everybody who owns one of these is a franchisee, and we can actually open up one ourselves.
Oh, no way. Because I tell you what, Whitefish needs a craft beer cellar. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, so the cost will vary between state, but typically between $75,000 and $150,000 is what it takes, which includes the initial franchise fee.
Question, you guys have any spare cash laying around that I might be able to borrow?
I think I have $3.
You can get a small business loan.
All right.
All right, I got $3 from Chris. That's a good start. Todd, what do you got? What do you got in your pocket like right now?
1 penny.
The 301. Okay, we're getting there,
We're on
guys.
our way. Hey, head over to Patreon and subscribe to the craft beer cellar tier.
Yeah, right.
A smooth $75,000.
I'll even drink 2 cheladas.
So what is MT? So their markets of interest in Montana. They're looking for franchisers in Billings, Bozeman, and Great Falls.
Well, I'm not in any of those places, but it's good to know.
Oh man.
And for North Carolina, they're looking for Asheville, Chapel Hill, Charlotte, Durham, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, and Wilmington.
I live near Charlotte, so I might be able to get something done.
And in Connecticut, it's basically they listed the entire state.
Hey, craft beer cellar, right in.
Yeah.
Listen, this is a good
Business opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
maybe this is what I'll be doing in a couple years.
there you go.
There we go.
So,
You guys want to move to some place that needs a craft beer cellar and open it together?
like Charlotte.
Yeah.
Or like Austin.
Great Falls. No, you don't have Great Falls.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But anyways.
All right, Mr. Dry Lips over there.
No, he's. I don't know. What are you gonna do? Your lips are so moisturized already.
Yeah, I'm luscious lips already.
Luscious
little
lips
LL
too.
over here.
What do you got?
So this week, I kind of hinted at it last week, but I brought a pumpkin beer to the podcast.
Oh, you did give us the little sneak peek.
Yeah.
Yep.
After leaving us with that dramatic cliffhanger.
So to end the cliffhanger, so if last week was the to be continued episode, this is the continued episode. I am drinking a beer by Firefly Hollow Brewing Company out of Waterbury, Connecticut.
Nice. I like them.
No,
Good stuff.
Bristol, Connecticut. Sorry,
I like
got
them
the
too.
wrong city. This is their pumpkin spice creamer. It's an ale brewed with vanilla bean, pumpkin spice, and lactose. If you see the
Nice.
can, it's got 2 little cows on it that are they're like Siamese cows.
Yeah, it's like cow instead of cat dog.
There you go. It's 5.8 ABV, and that's all the can says about it. It says pumpkin spice is allspice, cinnamon, nutmeg, mace, clove, and ginger.
How do you spell mace? M-A-C-E?
Yep.
I don't know if
wonder
you
it's
should
the same
drink that.
stuff they spray in your eyes. It gives it that
seems
little
very similar,
tingly
does it
bite
not?
to it.
He opens the can.
So this is, as you can see, it's a very clear beer.
Yeah,
It's very filtered.
clear but dark.
Yeah.
Darker.
But it looks like no carbonation either.
Right. Well, the lactose, I assume, will cut down on that a little bit.
Yeah, the head dissipated really fast when I poured it.
It sounds like it's going to be like one of them, like Coffee Mate pumpkin spice creamers that you would put in like a coffee.
You know, it kind of tastes like that.
It's my Chris
It's
Cleo
really
moment.
good. This is
Ooh, that's got a nice
really
ring
good.
to it.
Yeah.
It's got a nice little after spice to it, where like I guess the mace comes through.
That's the mace.
'Cause it's got a little bit of spice to it, so I'm wondering if mace has something to do with like a peppery flavor.
To preempt the emails, I got to Google this.
Yeah, right.
So there's something that has a little bit of spice at the end of it, but overall, it's a very smooth beer. The lactose is kind of subdued. You can tell it's a little milky, but it's not overly milkish.
Okay.
This is definitely one of the better pumpkin beers I've had this year. Apparently Firefly Hollow is doing a whole creamer series where they have like peach creamers and strawberry creamers and other flavors like that. But for the fall, they wanted to do a seasonal beer, and they did this pumpkin one. Overall,
sounds tasty.
Yeah, did you figure out anything about mace?
Yeah, mace is the spice made from the reddish seed covering of the nutmeg seed. Its flavor is similar to nutmeg, but more delicate. It's used to flavor baked goods, meat, fish, vegetables, and also beer, apparently.
Oh, interesting.
Huh. So that is not what's causing the spice then?
No. I guess not.
So, I mean, maybe it's the cinnamon. I mean, it could be the cinnamon, depending on how they put it in there. But overall, yeah, a really solid beer. I'd probably give this on the new Untappd scale, a 4.1.
Oh, I was going to guess you were going to do 4.2. So what did you give the best pumpkin beer you've ever had? The Voodoo Ranger, which I have not been able to find, and I've had my eye out.
I believe I rated that a 4.5. Okay. And I rated the other one that I had in North Carolina a 4.25. So this would be the third best pumpkin beer I've ever had.
And
wow.
And you rated a 4.1, so
2.
A 4.1 or 4.2?
4.1.
Okay, so a 4 on...
Obert rated it a 4.2.
Oh.
Yeah, the way you're talking about it sounded like a 4.2 to me.
So this would be like a 4 on conventional Untappd.
Correct.
All right. Now, what do you think the Untappd universe thinks of it?
Can we call it the Untappdiverse, by the way?
4.12.
Oh, man. 4.11.
Damn it!
We almost had it.
One of these days.
Yeah, so apparently everybody... you were right on.
You were right on, yeah.
4.1, yeah, you were right on. That's awesome.
That's the voice of the people here.
I am Tud, voice of the people.
I really like Firefly Hollow. I mean, I think that's a brewery that like generally gets overlooked when you're talking Connecticut breweries.
Oh, definitely.
Because I know their Cone Flakes, and I've had their like Lizard Breath and things of that nature. Like I really enjoyed both of them a lot.
And their brewery is pretty badass too. I mean, it's in an old warehouse. It's kind of off the beaten path. You go in there, they have giant Jenga and giant board games, and everything's set up on like old
giant what?
Jumbling Tower.
Giant board games.
Giant Jumbling Tower.
They might have giant Jumbling Tower.
Oh, okay.
And giant Connect 4. And all their tables are like giant, like old spindles and that type of stuff. So it's a really cool place to go grab a beer. I was actually talking with Caitlin tonight about how we haven't been there in a while, so might have to definitely take a swing through and try out some of these Creamer Series beers.
Yeah, they sound right up my alley. I like those like lactose fruit beers and stuff like that. Those are really good. Southern Grist was really good about that.
I am still shocked with how filtered this is, given that it's supposed to have lactose in it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of haze to it, but not too bad.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
Yeah, cool. Awesome.
Oh, no. It's bats. We got bats in the studio, guys.
No, it's my mailbag.
Time to burn the studio to the ground.
Can't you tell? Now that our lips are properly moistened.
Right. We can kiss open that mailbag.
Right. I feel that mine are too slippery.
What?
They're too slippery now.
Oh, yeah, yours. Yes. Okay. I
can't even make proper words anymore.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. All right. Yeah, we got a couple emails. I mean, regular mails that we want to go through. So the first, we'll just start off. We've made a new enemy of the pod. So
we have?
Yeah, we have.
Blevins not alone.
Good, bring him on.
Yeah, Blevin, and then whatever her name was from like
Stony Creek.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Stony Creek.
Stony Creek is the permanent enemy.
Yeah. But yeah, so we made another one, and it's thanks to the antics of Tud. But Stephen King wrote in.
No. That's not an enemy who I would want to have. I'm glad that I live many more states away than Tud.
Bring it on, Mr. King.
So he said, "Good evening, DAWF podcast, more specifically Tud. I will have you know that my books and movies are plenty scary. I have a feeling that you are actually a big baby and that if I showed up at your house at 3 a.m., it would be the best thing that has ever happened to you. Sincerely, Stephen King." So,
wait, hang on. Is Stephen King hitting on Tud?
I don't know. There's so many mixed messages going on here.
Because that's the vibe I got.
Yeah.
I just got the idea that if Stephen King was Tud's booty call, it would be the best night of his life.
Well, he's called him Big Baby, which, at first you're like, oh, he's a giant child, but maybe he's like, hey, Big Baby,
Right.
Oh, Big Baby, So,
that's that classic suspenseful tone of Stephen King that we all know.
So, Tud, I mean, looks like you have a new enemy or booty call option. I don't know.
Yeah, which one we don't know yet.
Yeah, and you can tell it's really him because his email is Stephen King hates Tud at gmail.com. So I mean, it's clearly the original. Yeah, anybody that's knowledgeable about Stephen King knows that that's his personal email. So, and then let me see. Moving on from we go to Tud's other booty call. His wife.
Permanent booty call.
Current booty call. Yeah. So she sent us a pretty cool article. And Tud, do you want to take it from there? Since
what, Chris?
I don't know. I was going to say since it's your wife, but
yeah, sure. I will take it from there. So the article is titled "DUI Suspect Swore He Hadn't Been Drinking. Researchers Found His Body Produced Alcohol." Basically, a North Carolinian man was pulled over on suspicion of drunk driving, and the police didn't believe him when he said that he hadn't had anything to drink. The man, who was in his late 40s at the time, refused to take a breathalyzer test and was taken to the hospital, where he was found to have a blood alcohol level of 0.2%, or 2.5 times over the legal limit. The equivalent of drinking 10 drinks in an hour.
Damn.
Sounds like a good night.
So despite him being he resisting the ER or the hospital staff too, the doctors didn't believe him either that he hadn't been drinking. But researchers at the Richmond University Medical Center eventually discovered that the man was telling the truth. He wasn't downing beers or cocktails. Instead, there was yeast in his gut that was likely converting carbs into in the food that he ate into alcohol. In other words, his body was brewing beer.
That's so bizarre.
It's a condition called the autobrewery system, or ABS. Also known as gut fermentation syndrome. So basically, this guy had a brewery in his stomach.
I wonder how that beer would have tasted.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Can you imagine just walking around being drunk all the time?
No.
I wonder if he even is drunk.
Well, he got pulled over for a reason, so...
True.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the cops suspected he was drunk, so I imagine he was probably swerving.
So, all right, so let me get this. So let's say you met this guy. Is he just in a perpetual state of drunkenness, so you just think that he's just an idiot all the time? Or you just think that he's, you get what I'm saying? How does he go through life?
Well, I don't know if maybe it's not, constantly brewing beer. Maybe he has, a big, carby meal. He eats a lot of bread or something. Mm. And then it gets, a temporarily higher, Maybe he just recently ingested some yeast that started brewing some beer in there. I don't know. I have a feeling this guy wasn't like this his whole life, but without knowing any more details, who knows? But
it's just so weird.
It is weird. I mean, I'm reading a little bit on it, and it says that, even right now, apparently it's something that, I don't know, it's it's gonna be with him forever. It's not like you can take a pill and it'll be gone,
Kill all the yeast.
Yeah. I mean, he does take certain precautions and it helps. But if he stops taking those precautions, then it's the same thing. And he can eat pizza again, it says in here. So, but no, that's really interesting. And I'm reading it's very rarely diagnosed, because clearly, maybe, I don't know, if you're a happy drunk, maybe, you just, oh man, that person's always happy. I wonder why. But there's been a couple cases. There was a 61-year-old man who seemed to be drunk all the time, and then he was diagnosed. And then a woman in upstate New York actually had a DUI dismissed after presenting evidence she had the condition. So really, really weird and interesting.
Yeah, I'm reading a little bit more in this article too, and it says that this guy started having this situation after taking antibiotics for a thumb injury. And it took 3 years to diagnose.
Damn.
Wow. That's pretty wild.
So he was perpetually drunk for 3 straight years.
Imagine the money you would save if you didn't have to drink for 3 years. Well, not have to drink. You know what I mean.
But yeah, right? Like, I just wish that there was a pill you could take to instantly sober up. Wouldn't that be cool? If you were like, take a pill and then all of a sudden your ABV goes to 0. That'd be pretty sweet. Like, drink as much as you want and then, take a pill and now you're good to drive.
Science, what are you doing? What are you working on right now?
There's got to be a way to reverse engineer what's going on in him into a pill that can make you sober.
Well, I mean, it seems like it's a lot easier to make alcohol than to get it out of your blood.
Maybe you make a fire pill, and then what happens is when you swallow it, it burns all the
alcohol.
Burns all the alcohol up right away.
It turns you into a dragon.
If you had to have one fiery burp to be sobered, would you do it?
I mean, does the hangover go away too?
Undisclosed. You just are at 0 ABV.
Probably not then.
Okay.
That sounds dangerous. So I would burn my house down.
There are fire eaters out there, so I guess it can't be too bad.
Yeah, you should try it.
They survive.
Yeah,
so.
That's true. They make it. But yeah, interesting article. I liked it. That's the kind of, that's some of the stuff that we like here at Drinking Alone with Friends. So if you have any cool articles like that, send them over.
All right. So I guess it's time to close that mailbag for now. And
one final comment for Stephen King to go fuck himself. So.
There you go.
All right. With that,
as with everybody who steps up to Tud, that's what they get told.
Yeah.
And
that 3 a.m. mystery, we'll find out.
Yes, keep sending them in. We got a few that in the bag, so we'll probably hit it up again maybe next week or the week after. So
yeah,
hit that dawfpodcast@gmail.com.
But in the meantime, I have a fun game I thought we might want to play. Do you guys want to return back to beer trivia?
Ooh, beer trivia.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well,
As we recall, I'm up like 1,000,000 to nothing.
I have a fun twist on it. And actually, I think we're tied 1-1. I think you've both lost one.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember losing. I remember winning, but...
See, and I don't remember losing. I only remember winning, so...
Okay.
So we're each 1-0.
So I remember you both losing, so... So I have a fun twist on it this time, though. Instead of beer trivia, I figured we'd mix it up and do liquor trivia.
Ooh, I win.
Yeah, I'm not going to do great on this one, I feel.
I think you'll do okay.
Ted wins.
I'm not going to tell you guys now because I don't want any cheating involved, but I'll share the source for all this trivia afterwards.
Okay.
So,
can you just text it over to me right now, though, so I can win all the questions?
Yeah. All right. So, by order of random coin toss, I have determined that Tud is going to go first here.
Rigged.
Woohoo! All right. So, Tud, rye is made of corn, barley, malt, and rye. What is the minimum percentage of rye that you can have for it to legally be called rye?
$51%.
Correct.
Damn it, I knew that.
All right. Tud is up 1-0. All right, Chris.
Dun, 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 dun.
What gives Scotch its signature smoky flavor?
I know this one. Can I steal it if he gets it wrong? Wait, can we set this rule now before he answers?
That's how we played last time, didn't we?
Yeah, it is. I have a lot of multiple choice questions on here. So, yeah, I'll let you guys guess.
Okay.
2 redemption rounds. Sure, why not?
All right, I'm going to say the malted barley.
All right, Tud, to steal it and go up 2-0.
Peat.
It is. It's the peat smoke. So it gives it that smoky flavor. There's a reason I gave it to Chris, because I knew Tud knew that one. So I wanted to give Chris a shot.
Well, I knew the other one.
All right. Oh, you know what I totally forgot before we started here is to I need a little sample of some Jeopardy music. We had Tud do it last time. Chris, can I get your sample of the Jeopardy song? All right. We'll have to edit that in appropriately here.
Yes, we will.
as I give Chris more work.
Well, I also added in the dun 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 dun.
That's true. Yeah. All right, Tud.
Dun, 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 dun.
What does vodka mean in Russian? Is it A, little water, B, water of life, C, drink of the motherland, or D, crazy water?
I'm so glad that I took 8 years of Russian and now I speak it fluently. So, Chris, you're screwed. I'm going to go with C.
C, drink of the motherland. That is incorrect.
Damn it.
Chris, for the steal, is it?
I feel like you don't know how to speak Russian, so how are you? You're not an authority to
I'm
tell.
gonna say B. Which
Water
is
of life.
Water of life.
Incorrect.
Damn it.
It is A, little water.
Damn it. That was like definitely in my top 3 guesses.
Okay, so we still are up, Tud, 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. Question for Chris. This is
Dun, 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 dun.
from right in your backyard here.
No good.
Or your old former backyard. A Baptist minister first made bourbon in Bourbon County, Kentucky. And bourbon actually took the name of the county, not vice versa. Interesting fun fact. What year was that first bourbon made? Was it A, 1722, B, 1789, C, 1832, or D, 1851?
I'm going to say C.
C, 1832. That is incorrect. Time for the steal. Your options are A, 1722, B, 1789, or D, 1851.
I'm going to go with D.
Also incorrect. B, 1789 was the answer. And really, the trivia I wanted to get in here was that the bourbon was named for the county and not vice versa. But I didn't know how to make that into a question. So
No, that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's that old.
I know, right? I guess it makes sense, but not older than America, but pretty close. All right. How are you guys' martini knowledge? I have 2 martini questions coming at you. And
I've had a martini.
The first one goes to Todd. What is added to a martini to make it into a Gibson? Is it A, an olive, B, a dash of Tabasco sauce, C, a salted rim, or D, a miniature onion?
Or E, a guitar pick.
Yeah, or bonus
I was
option.
gonna say if I want to make a Gibson, I usually add a guitar to it.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's incorrect.
What are the options again?
Olive, Tabasco, salted rim, or miniature onion?
Well, I think olives come in a normal martini, so that's out. I'm gonna go miniature onion.
That is correct.
Damn it. No.
Woohoo!
All right.
I didn't know it, but I was probably going to guess that. So,
All right. Todd is up 3-0. All right, Chris, get it together here.
listen, this is not my trivia game.
A martini made with tequila is called what? A Suarez martini. B, an Ernesto. C, an illegal substitution. Or D, a tacchini.
I like the last one.
I'm going to say A.
That is incorrect.
Damn it.
Suarez martini, incorrect.
All right, so the options are
B, an Ernesto. C, an illegal substitution. Or D, a tacchini.
I'm going to call it an Ernesto.
No, it's a tacchini.
Oh, wow.
Nope. Oh, damn
That was
it!
the one
Yeah.
that sure was fake.
Yeah, we're getting into the trickier rounds here.
Well, screw it. From now on, I'm still calling it an Ernesto.
Okay. You got to go into a bar and order that. And then when they don't know, be like, you don't know an Ernesto? It's like an illegal substitution, but without the salt. No. All right. We have a few true or false questions here.
All right, here we go.
Unfortunately, there's no stealing on this round.
No, that's not
No,
bad.
no, it's perfect.
I don't know. Do you guys want to play with stealing or no stealing?
No.
No stealing. Okay.
I can steal, but Tud can't.
All right. So, Tud, true or false? Winston Churchill's father created the original Manhattan cocktail.
It seems like something I should say true to, so I'm going to do that.
False. It's actually Winston Churchill's mother was the one who created it.
False. False, Alex. What is false? Who is false?
How?
How did she create it?
Yeah.
By mixing the ingredients in a Manhattan and calling it...
So how did it get called... Why isn't it called a London? Why is it called a Manhattan?
I think one of Winston Churchill's parents was an American, but I'm not sure. I could be making that up. So maybe...
Okay.
So clearly they had been to Manhattan, so...
Or a Halifax, or something like that. Or, like, name another...
Or Heliax.
Name another UK city. Edmonton.
Both of those are Canadian, but... All right. True or false, Chris? Before he was president, Ulysses S. Grant sold liquor. His 1833 liquor license is displayed at the Oscar Gates Museum of Whiskey History.
True.
False. Abraham Lincoln was the president who sold liquor before he was president.
That's...
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
Ulysses S. Grant was a general.
And then he became president.
Yeah.
Here in Presidential Facts. All right.
I knew he was a president. I mean, give me that. That's 1 point.
All right.
Ulysses S. Grant. He was president.
Last presidential question here.
Okay.
True or false?
All right.
George Washington was his country's first large distiller.
True.
That is correct. In 1798, his distillery at Mount Vernon produced 11,000 gallons of whiskey.
Damn. Okay.
I'm so good at liquor trivia.
So you're up
and beer trivia.
Up to 4-0 right now.
I'm going to come back.
Here we go. Last question for all of the marbles to get on the board. Chris, what is the strongest alcohol any alcoholic beverage can be? Is it A, 151 proof, B, 170 proof, C, 190 proof, or D, 200 proof?
I've seen a lot of 151 proof stuff, but I don't know if that's... I mean, you can't drink straight alcohol. I don't think that's allowed. I'm going to say B, 170 proof.
That's a good guess, but the... that's incorrect. Todd, for the final steal.
200 proof.
Incorrect.
A.
200 proof would be 100% alcohol, but the strongest any alcohol beverage can be is about 190 proof. That's about 95% alcohol. At higher proof, the alcohol draws moisture from the air and self-dilutes.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. So this is from alcoholproblemsandsolutions.org.
Would you try 190 proof alcohol if somebody had it in front of you?
I mean, if for free, no. If it was like a Patreon bonus tier or something, but
like you. Let's say you didn't have to pay for it. Like, let's say like somebody had a bottle of it.
No, I would. I would not. No,
they were just like they appeared in your apartment or your house or whatever. And
I don't think it's like that's like a pleasurable experience anymore. Like,
well, I know 151's not a pleasurable experience, and it's pretty much the highest alcohol you can buy legally. I think. I don't think you can just go to a store and buy anything higher than 151.
Yeah, I think grain alcohol is stronger.
Is grain? I thought grain was 151.
Let me Google that, but
I just don't if somebody appeared in my house magically and was like, "Hey, I have 190 proof alcohol. Would you like to try it?" I think I'd be like, "No, please leave my house."
Yeah, grain alcohol is bottled at 120, 151, and 190 proof.
Oh, so you can buy it at 150.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
I just feel like it burnt. Like 151 burns.
Right? Oh my god, no, I don't think so.
This is a quote from the Wikipedia page on Everclear. It says, due to its market prevalence and high alcohol content, the product has become iconic with a, quote, notorious reputation in popular culture. Well, that was liquor trivia. Clearly, Chris has got to hit the books, study up on liquor trivia. There's a lot more fun facts that I wasn't able to turn into trivia questions on the page. So check it out. It'll be in the show notes. Impress your friends with all of your liquor knowledge.
Yeah, definitely not my strong suit, but...
And so with that, it's time to fill up our frosty mug of wisdom with today's advice, hacks, tips, tricks, cheat codes, etc. We tell you things that you should know. And to start, I'm going to hand it over to Todd.
Perfect. Thank you. I'm going to pull an audible at the very last second here. And my handle is going to be Mario Kart for your iPhone or Android telephone. Basically, Mario Kart for your smartphone.
This is a new game?
Yes. Nintendo released an app for phones for Mario Kart. You play it with one hand. You could just The cart automatically accelerates. You just steer by swiping your finger left or right on the screen. And you race against, I believe it's actual humans, but that's because they have real names. So that's what I'm assuming. But it's completely free to play. You can use real money to buy different carts and stuff, but so far I haven't run into a situation where I've needed to buy anything in order to win or be competitive. And you can continue to race for as long as you want. There's no like lives or
time limit. I don't like. Yeah, those are annoying.
Or number of races before you have to like wait for additional time. So you can just go and just play Mario Kart completely for free on your phone. So
is there ads?
No
ads.
No ads.
Interesting.
Yes, it's been a lot of fun. I really enjoy Mario Kart in general. I don't own Mario Kart for the Switch, which I realized today is probably a mistake. I probably should buy that. But Mario Kart for your phone is a lot of fun, and it's really cool to play Mario on the go. And it's really cool to be able to play with one hand. So if you happen to be doing something else with the other hand, you can still be playing Mario Kart with the other hand.
All right, I'll keep that in mind next time I'm washing dishes with one hand and have a free hand to play Mario Kart.
Well, there you go.
With.
So Ted, who's your driver of choice?
Currently, my driver of choice is Toad because he's the fastest.
And I have a logistics question here. So, like, normally when you pick a Mario Kart, you can have more than one person pick the same driver. But if you're matched up with random people, are there like 8 Bowsers in there? Or does it give you a random driver? How does it work?
I've seen a few like repeat drivers.
Okay, so you can have multiple drivers on the same track. Got it.
Mm. Obert, who's your go-to driver on Mario Kart?
I think I'm like a Yoshi typically. Yoshi's my go-to.
Yeah, me too.
My go-to is usually Baby Mario, but I haven't unlocked him yet in this game, so I choose the lightest driver and I go with Toad.
Download this right now. Maybe I'll
there we
beat
go
Toad one day.
All right, I'm going to hand the mug over to Obert. Go ahead.
All right, so this handle this week comes proxy via Jason from last week's episode. We talked about. Wait, I guess it was 2 weeks ago. The Halloween movies.
No, we talked about it last episode.
Last episode.
Yeah,
we talked about Halloween movies and
where he sent his list.
Right,
he sent his giant list.
Right. Yeah, because that was a follow up to the Halloween email. Okay, so this is the third week in a row we're talking about Halloween emails, Halloween movies, and he said that yes, Drag Me to Hell was on his list, and he sent over to us his top 100 favorite scary movies. And upon a further investigation from Ted, we found out that how he tracks and rates all of his movies is on a website / app called Letterboxd, Letterboxd. And
it's missing an E.
It's missing an E, like Untapped. And if you are someone like me who's always like, there's so many good movies out there that you want to see, but you can never like remember them when it comes time to sit down and watch a movie, or you want to track what movies you like, or just find out what movies your friends like, Letterboxd may be the right website for you. It's like Goodreads. I don't know if either of you have used that app, but it's like you go in, you log in, you recommend, you have your ratings for your different movies, and then it will recommend new stuff to you.
Is Goodreads for like books?
For books, yeah. It's like Letterboxd, but for books.
Okay.
But so I'm gonna sign up for an account here and friend Jason. Jason's handle on Letterboxd, which he wanted us all to share with you, is Jason M2425. This guy, like I said, seriously has one of the best taste in movies of anybody I know. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, absolutely.
Search him out, follow him. He has some has some weird tastes, I won't lie, but if you're looking for more indie stuff to get into for movies or more classics, Jason loves the classics. He's got tons and tons, hundreds and hundreds of movies reviewed on there. Search him out. And once I get an account set up, maybe I'll put in the show notes my thing so you can friend me.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I was thinking about doing it too, but then I realized that I just watched like Jurassic Park over and over again. Or like Moana. I've seen Moana like 200 times. So,
Well, you have to rate it 200 times then.
Yeah. It's still
something about tropical islands. That's all Chris Watson movies.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Well, so Chris, why don't you top us off here? Fill up this mug.
All right. So mine is a very simple handle that I knew about, but I never actually put into practice, and it has to do with my phone. So I have a Google Pixel 2, so this will probably not work for most of the people with iPhones. But if you two have iPhones, so chime in. But what I can do is I can group my apps on my home screen, so I can put like all of my games together, all of my fantasy football apps together, and it makes it so it's nice and I have one screen, so no swiping it. Oh, I swipe that way, but no swiping anymore. Like
I'm making eye contact with Tud over here. Like, is Chris really talking about making folders on his phone and that being a handle?
Yes,
pretty sure he's making folders as a handle.
100%. I don't know.
iPhone has had this since like iPhone 4.
Okay, so to be fair, my phones have been able to do it in the past. I just have never done it until like right now. So
your handles organize your apps.
Yes, 100%. And it'll put them in these cool little things. So like all my social media is right there. Boom.
Can we like disqualify a handle? Has that ever been done?
Fantasy football.
I've called BS on handles before. Never one of Chris's.
Like, I don't know. This is revolutionary to me. Like, all of my stuff is on one screen now. That's pretty cool.
But like, you knew that this was possible beforehand.
Yeah, but I never used it. So, and I bet you that there's quite a few people out there that don't do this. So everybody should do it. It makes it a lot easier.
And what folder do you put your like DAWF podcast app in?
Well, I have my own podcast app.
Chris, I noticed that in one of your folders you still have Pint Pass downloaded.
Yes, that's in my social media folder.
You do know that Pint Pass has been like discontinued, right?
I never used it, so no. I mean, I figured as much. How was it going to make any money? But yeah, so there you go. Organize your apps, put them in these cool little bubbles that you can click on. Makes it a hell of a lot easier. So
still,
listen, this is what you get. I've been so pumped for this for like a week.
I wish I had some crickets to add some studio effects sounds here.
Like, yeah, I just downloaded Mario Kart and like, boom, look, it's in my games app or my games folder or whatever, bubble, whatever you want to call them. But it's pretty cool. I like it. So
I just love the idea that Chris was mesmerized by this.
Obert, I gotta like,
it's good.
I just want to disqualify it.
Oh, you can't. So fine, there you go. Boom.
We can vote to the tribunal.
All right, listeners, if you think that was a legit handle, write in. If you think that was crap, also let us know. We'll let the audience decide. Maybe we should make that a poll question on our Instagram.
Yeah, we'll do that.
I think that we'll get to the bottom that way.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty cool. So
this is where you say, and so with that.
No, I'm like legitimately like speechless at the moment.
I said, I need crickets because we just got to fill this dead air with some sound because it's like, what do you say to making folders? I don't
Wait, so you guys have your guys' phones are like that?
You just drag two icons together and it makes a folder with the MILF in it.
I know how to do it, but like,
did you describe to our audience how to do it?
No, I don't know. You just did. You did good.
like my phone's been organized into folders
since like 2008.
Nope.
Yeah,
2020 is the year for most of these people.
Yeah, it's never even been like a thought like, oh, how cool is this? It's just been like,
it's cool.
Like my social media apps are all in the same folder.
Yeah. Well, now I know where to find Pint Pass. I can go in there and I can get rid of it. Boom, uninstall. Bam, uninstalled because I knew exactly where it was. In the social media bubble.
We got to move on from this.
The podcast should literally just end right now. Like, it just should be like, there should be nothing else. It should just end. Like, hit outro music, go.
Okay.
Thank you to those breweries that provided today's beers. Also, I guess thank Samsung for creating folders as well as Apple.
That's Google.
I think it's Android. Yeah.
So thanks Google. I'm gonna thank Firefly Hollow Brewing Company for their pumpkin spice creamer ale.
I'm going to thank McKellar Brewing for their Beer Geek Brunch.
And I want to thank Flying Fish for their XPA.
Please make sure you're going on to social media and liking us everywhere at DAWF Podcast. Also, make sure you're hashtag following the email at dawfpodcast@gmail.com. Make sure you're sending over your questions, your comments, your concerns, general thoughts. Tell us what you had for breakfast on Monday morning. Obert would love to hear that.
Well, it's Thursday when they're listening to this. They don't remember. Who remembers what they had for breakfast?
No, I won't. But I want their Monday morning breakfast.
Okay.
And I want a recipe on how to make it too. So, like if it's toast, like put bread into toaster oven. Hit start. I want to know that. Make sure you're using our Amazon affiliate link. None of us used an Amazon item today. So, anyways, make sure you're still using that. Also, make sure you're going on our Patreon. If you happen to donate $5 a month, Chris will do a live video with you teaching you how to make folders on your phone.
Yeah, that works. That's fine.
And so with that, my name is Todd.
My name's Chris.
And I'm Obert. And remember, if you're drinking alone, do it with friends.
I still have no words. Like
I feel like your next handle should be like touch, like unlock your phone with your finger.
Or even better, hey, we have facial ID.
You guys heard of this Siri character?
You ever heard of Alexa?
I have an Alexa. I don't use her very often though.